Guys, when you think about it and you actually put it into perspective, you know them because they've made themselves present online. They don't know who you are. What is going on YouTube? If you don't know who I am, my name is Brandon Deon, and thank you for stopping by my channel. Yeah, so thanks for stopping by my channel. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to maturely message an Instagram influencer if you want any sort of information from them, if you want a shout out, if you just want to have a conversation. Sorry I haven't been uploading as much as I used to. It's been about 3 weeks since my last upload. I was doing some traveling, but enough with the excuses. Let's get this show on the road. All right guys, it's 2018, and that means you no longer have to network or business develop or build relationships with people face to face. And I know that might sound weird, but hear me out. What makes Instagram just so revolutionary and so great is that you can literally message anybody. Like, there are celebrities on Instagram. Like, you can message them. They won't respond to you unless you have some sort of value that you can offer them. But I just think that's crazy. Like, the world has become so small, so interconnected. And this is just super cool because now you can actually reach out to somebody who may not live in your city, but they have the same interests as you. And if you want to learn from them, then you can message them, and maybe if you can actually find a way to bring them some value, they might teach you a thing or two. But that's the thing. How do you actually message people on Instagram? Especially big pages, because big pages, I mean, they get a lot of people messaging them, and chances are you're probably gonna get lost in the sea of messages that they are getting spammed with every day. So if there's somebody that you actually want to reach out to on Instagram, you gotta be smart about it. You need to actually think about it from the other side. Imagine for a second that you're Instagram famous and you have 100,000 followers. I mean, that's not super famous. And you're getting 30 messages a day from people that you've never spoken to in your life that worship you, and they have all these questions for you, and the only thing that they want is to have a conversation with you. Yeah, you. Are you gonna message them back? And the answer is no. Okay, I shouldn't say that. You might message them back if you're a nice person. But if they really want to have a big conversation with you, then chances are you're probably not going to engage with that conversation. And you can say that you would all you want, but if you have that sort of following on Instagram, then chances are you're putting in a lot of work to actually grow that following, which means you're busy and you can't use all of your extra time to answer DMs. As nice as a person as you are, you need to prioritize your time. So now let's take some steps back. Let's say you have 100 followers and you're that person who wants to message a big page because you want some advice, you want to learn social media growth or whatever. So how do you message them in a way that you're not coming across too pushy and you'll actually have them respond to you? Simple. You don't message them. And I know that sounds weird, but that's the way you have to do it. And I mean, eventually you will message them, but at first, don't do it, because I already talked about it, guys. They're getting spammed with messages on the daily. You don't want to be another one of those messages that just gets lost forever. So the way that you want to do it is actually be kind of patient. You need to be patient about the process. Otherwise, you might as well just forget about it. So obviously you should be following them if you have a question for them. So make sure you're following them. And I know that sounds obvious, but I've had people ask me for advice that weren't following me, and it's actually really annoying when they're asking me for advice. They're not giving me any sort of value at all, and they expect me to answer them in, yeah. So what you want to do is follow them, obviously, of course. And then you actually want to leave some meaningful comments on their posts, and do that a lot. Like, this could take you up to 2 weeks, you know? I mean, if you want to be super patient, I feel like most people don't want to be super patient, but maybe even wait a month. Just leave lots of comments, consistent comments, and actually try to make them feel good, bring them some value. And that could be as easy as leaving a thoughtful comment on one of their posts, maybe more than one. And just be present, show up, get them used to you. You want to make sure that they actually recognize your username. I am actually at the point where there are a few people that follow me, and I know who they are because that's what they do. They show up, they leave a nice comment, they like my posts, they watch my stories, and I just know who they are. They exist. They're not just a random person to me. They're actually somebody who cares about me, and they're a good follower, and I value them. So that's what you want to do. You want to become one of those valued followers. And then eventually, once you reach that point, you can actually send them a message, and they're 100 times more likely to respond to you because they know you're a good follower. I mean, unless they're an asshole and they just don't care about their followers. But I find a lot of Instagram influencers actually do care about their followers because they know that without their followers, well, they wouldn't be shit. Now, what you say in your first message shouldn't be too direct. You should actually go indirect. I would start with a compliment or just something nice, but not too long. Instagram people, like, they don't like reading things that are too long. Trust me, I mean, I always appreciate it. And I always will respond if you write something that's super long, because I know you put a lot of effort into that post and I want to reward you for it. At the same time, when it's super long, it also takes me a little bit longer to respond because I actually want to sit down and write a meaningful response. Now that I say it out loud, I mean, you know, I guess do whatever you want. I mean, you could leave a long message, you could write a long message, you could write a medium-sized message, whatever you see fit. But don't go for the ask immediately. Don't ask immediately for them to do something for you, because they're not gonna do it. Guys, when you think about it and you actually put it into perspective, you know them because they've made themselves present online. They don't know who you are. To them, all you are is just a random person. And if a stranger came up to you on the street and asked you to shout them out on Instagram or something, would you do it? I wouldn't, or I might actually, because that would be hilarious, hilarious, hilarious. So once they actually respond to that initial message, that's great. You've broken the ice. That's so hard to do. That's the toughest part. So now that they've actually responded to you, see if you can do anything for them. Ask if you can like bring them value in any sort of way. You know, if you're a graphic designer, maybe you could design a logo for them. If you're a musician like me, maybe you could provide music for their content. You get what I'm saying? And then after that point is when you actually ask the question and just hope for the best. You've done your part. You've done all you can do. If they don't respond to you, well, you tried. What's really important, and you have to realize though, is that only 1 out of every 10 people is gonna respond to you anyway. So I know it's a lot of work and it's super tedious trying to get these people to respond to you and putting in all this time and effort only to get 10% results, if that. But trust me, you guys, that 10% will make a difference and it will explode your following. It will help you learn whatever you want to learn from that Instagram influencer. And it is worth it. I know, I've done it. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys in the next video.